Small Town Faces is a short docu-series created by Southwestern Montana News. Everybody has a story to tell, and many wish they would have that story on film. On Small Town Faces, we'll start with the stories from the residents of Dillon. We will eventually work our way to other neighboring towns. We hope you enjoy this series, and be sure to thank our sponsors as they help make this possible. If you'd like to become a sponsor, or if you have a unique story you could tell, email southwesternmtnews@gmail.com. We hope you enjoy the series. On today's episode of Small Town Faces, we sat down with some local veterans who talked about their experience while serving our country. The veterans were at J.C. Park enjoying a Beaver County Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture event, Brats for the Brave.
Well, my name is Dan Linscott. I graduated high school here in Dillon, Montana in 1978 and joined the Marine Corps 3 months after I graduated. I stayed in for 26 years, achieved the rank of E9, which is Master Gunnery Sergeant. I was in aviation my whole career. I was very lucky. I was a H-53 mechanic and then later an air crewman, stationed on the West Coast for 10 years. Went to Sikorsky Aircraft in Stratford, Connecticut for 3 years. From there, went down to New River, North Carolina, which is just across the river from Camp Lejeune. Deployed from there out of Norfolk twice aboard the USS Guam. We were part of the ACE, the Aviation Combat Element, and went over into the Mediterranean and the Persian Gulf, and have been up and down the Suez Canal multiple times and experienced that. And my last tour, I left New River in it would have been 1998. We went to Marine One there in Quantico, Virginia. We flew the president and the vice president and the heads of state, and that's actually where I retired from. Some experiences. I think overall, when you get to visit a lot of these countries, especially over in the Middle East and Africa, and see how these people, it's just survival for them. And we don't really realize how good we have it here in the United States until you've been to some of those places. But it was exciting. It was, you're always chasing a flight schedule, and did a lot of flying. I've got a little over 3,000 flight hours in an H-53. Did medevacs. We fought fires. Hauled cargo. We hauled troops. Every day was something new, and every day was exciting. I guess my overall message to anybody thinking about it is you get out of it what you put into it. And for me, it was a great life decision. And I'm back here now in Dillon after I spent 20 years as a defense contractor after I retired at Quantico. But Dillon's always been my home, and I'm very glad to be back. And I guess that kind of wraps it up.
This was starting out in Quantico, Virginia, and you got off the plane, you knew you were in trouble, because we were used to more like this, where it's dry. You get off of that plane and way too much hot and heat than what you'd ever expect you were going to get into. But we did learn that those of us who were country boys managed a whole lot better than most. And that's about the best I can tell you. It's you learn to work and work hard. That's all. Well, Jerry Yetter, Y-E-T-T-E-R. And what we did was way more than most people would believe that they would ever attempt to get through that kind of place to be and make it through. It was really rough work. And we had we fought each other with um, with some weapons, and that was the way it was. Sometimes you did better, and sometimes you didn't. I had one boy bigger than me, and when he started whacking at me, it was a, a couple of days that I couldn't hardly even move my neck. He beat me that bad, but that's the way it goes. I didn't weigh that much, so but it's we did a lot of things that you'd never dream that you would thought you could even do. We had a kind of a creek, but it was full of mud, and it ran through, and you had your equipment with you, and you had to get down through the mud without breathing, down through the water without breathing, and come out on the other end and still be alive. So that's the Marine Corps. So, but you don't forget though either. But we had most people don't understand. In fact, I think most that were in different militaries, I don't care if it was Army or Navy or what, uh, we were the only military to this day that had a horse that was a Marine also and stayed a Marine. And out of all the military that we had, it's the only animal of any kind that ever became uh, had rank and lived through that for us. It's, yeah, that horse was just amazing, and it made sergeant. It was a sergeant. Out of all our militaries, it's the only animal that ever had rank. So uh, it's things you just don't forget.